one of Las Vegas's most luxurious hotels. But is the Palazzo at the Venetian really worth the price? From oversized suites and world-class dining to hefty resort fees and endless crowds, we're putting it all to the test so you know exactly what you're getting. Stick around as we give you a full room tour, a look at the amenities, the actual cost, including points breakdown, and of course, the real pros and cons. By the end, you'll know if the Palazzo deserves a spot on your Vegas list or if your money's better spent elsewhere. Welcome back to Jet Set Sibs. We're three siblings traveling the world to bring you luxury experiences without the luxury price tag. If you love hotel reviews, travel hacks, and honest recommendations, hit that subscribe button and join us for the journey. And if you've ever stayed at the Venetian or Palazzo, drop your experience in the comments. We'd love to compare notes. Now, if you've ever strolled down the Las Vegas Strip, you know it's packed with some of the most famous hotels in the world. But standing tall above the crowd is the Palazzo, part of the Venetian resort complex. These two sister properties together form one of the largest hotels on Earth, with over 7,000 rooms combined. The Palazzo first opened in 2007, designed as an all-suite luxury hotel. That means, unlike many Vegas properties, you don't get a standard hotel room here. Every guest stays in a suite, which immediately sets the tone for a more upscale experience. The property is known for its Italian-inspired design, with marble floors, elegant chandeliers, and high-end dining. Between the Venetian and the Palazzo, you'll find over 40 restaurants, multiple pools, a massive casino, and a shopping mall styled after the canals of Venice. So yes, it's definitely a destination in itself. But while the grandeur outside is impressive, the real question is, what's it like once you step inside your room? That's where we're heading next. A full tour of our suite at the Palazzo. Walking into the room, the very first thing that hits you is the space. At the Palazzo, even the entry-level suites start at around 720 square feet, which is nearly double the size of most standard Vegas hotel rooms. It doesn't feel like a typical hotel room. It feels more like a small apartment. Let's start with the bedroom. The king-size bed is plush, with crisp linens and a padded headboard. Perfect for sinking in after a long night on the Strip. On both sides, you've got nightstands with lamps, outlets for charging, and small touches that give off that upscale vibe. Just a few steps down from the bed, the suite opens into a sunken living room. Here you'll find a full-size sofa, a dining table, and a second flat-screen TV. The setup makes it easy to separate relaxing from sleeping, something you don't always get in Vegas hotels. If you're here for business or just need to catch up on emails, there's also a work desk with a comfortable chair. The Wi-Fi is strong throughout, and while it is included in the daily resort fee, it's reliable enough for streaming or video calls. Moving into the bathroom, this is where the Palazzo really shines. You get a double-sink vanity with marble countertops, a walk-in shower, a soaking tub, and a separate toilet area for privacy. It feels spacious, clean, and designed for comfort. There's a large closet with plenty of space for luggage, plus the usual extras: iron, safe, robes, and slippers. Small touches, but they add to the sense that this is more of a luxury stay. Service at the Palazzo is generally solid. The staff at check-in were professional, though not overly warm, which is common in Vegas where things move fast. Room service is available 24 hours, but keep in mind, it's pricey, so plan your meals accordingly. Overall, the suite makes a strong first impression: spacious, elegant, and filled with the amenities you'd expect at this price point. But of course, size and style aren't the only factors. We also need to talk about what this stay really costs. All right, let's talk about cost, because in Vegas, that can make or break whether a hotel is worth it. On average, a standard suite at the Palazzo will run anywhere from $200 to $400 per night, depending on the season, weekday versus weekend, and big events happening in town. During major conventions or fight weekends, prices can spike to $600 or more. On top of that, there's the mandatory resort fee of about $50 per night, which covers Wi-Fi, gym access, and a few extras. So keep that in mind. Your final bill will be higher than the listed rate. Now, if you're into travel hacking, this is where things get interesting. The Venetian and Palazzo aren't part of a traditional hotel loyalty program like Marriott or Hilton, but you can still book them through Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts, or with credit card travel portals like Capital One. That way, you can use your points and still enjoy perks like early check-in, free breakfast, or room upgrades. For example, if the nightly rate is $300, you could redeem around 30,000 Capital One miles or 30,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. If you value points at about 1 cent each, that's a decent redemption, especially if you're saving cash for Vegas shows, dining, or casinos. For this particular stay, we booked using a mix of points and cash, bringing the nightly cost down to under $200, including the resort fee. That's a win in our books, and exactly why we share these hacks, because luxury doesn't always have to mean paying full price. So now that you know what the suite actually costs, let's break down the real experience, the pros and cons of staying at the Palazzo. All right, so now that we've covered the cost, let's get real. Every hotel has its highs and lows, so here are the pros and cons of staying at the Palazzo. First off, the rooms are massive. Even the most basic suite is bigger than your average New York apartment. You get a living area, a separate bedroom space, and a large bathroom. It feels more like a mini apartment than a hotel room. Second, the amenities are top-notch. You've got multiple pools, world-class restaurants, an on-site casino, and access to the Venetian's shops and shows, all without leaving the property. Third, the location and partnerships. Being on the Strip means you're in the center of everything. And if you book through Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts, you can sometimes snag perks like free breakfast or late checkout. Now for the cons. The first big one, crowds. The Venetian and Palazzo together form one of the largest hotel complexes in the world, so you'll definitely feel the hustle and bustle. If you're looking for peace and quiet, this might not be the spot. Second, the dreaded resort fee. At about $50 a night, it adds up quickly, and honestly, many of the benefits like Wi-Fi should already be included. Third, the price creep. While the base rate can look reasonable, once you add taxes, resort fees, dining, and entertainment, you're easily spending far more than you planned. And lastly, it can feel a little impersonal. Because it's such a massive property, you don't always get the same intimate boutique-style service you'd find at smaller luxury hotels. So overall, the Palazzo delivers big when it comes to space, amenities, and location, but it does come with crowds, extra fees, and that Vegas mega hotel vibe. Whether that's worth it really depends on what kind of trip you're looking for. So after staying here, seeing the suite, and experiencing what the Palazzo has to offer, would we stay here again? For us, the answer is yes, with conditions. If you can find a good rate, or if you're able to book with points or through Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts, the Palazzo gives you a lot of luxury for less than you'd expect. The rooms are huge, the property is gorgeous, and you're right in the heart of the Strip. It's perfect if you're traveling as a couple, a group of friends, or, like us, siblings who want to enjoy luxury without overspending. But if you're someone who hates big crowds, prefers boutique service, or doesn't want to deal with resort fees, then you might want to explore other luxury options in Vegas. So, overall, the Palazzo delivers a very solid luxury experience, spacious suites, top-tier amenities, and plenty of Vegas energy. For us, the value was definitely there, and yes, we'd stay here again. If you found this review helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Jet Set Sibs, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our luxury for less travel tips. And if you've stayed at the Palazzo or the Venetian, let us know in the comments. Was it worth it for you? Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Our next video takes you inside one of Vegas's most famous restaurants. You won't want to miss it.